So this camera has auto exposure and a reflex viewfinder. And this camera has a turret with multiple lenses. But are either of these the best camera to start out with 8mm? Let's talk about it. There's something about 8mm film. It's lo-fi, it's grainy, the picture's often not too good. So why do so many people still love it? Why are so many people still devoted to a format that was already obsolete half a century ago? Digital video has a sharpness and fidelity that film can't match. It's easier to work with, and you know right away if you're getting a good image. Most of us carry a camera around in our pockets that can easily outperform the most expensive motion picture film camera ever made for the consumer market. So why does 8mm film draw us in? What is it about these grainy, low-fidelity images that's so captivating? I think it's the very graininess, the low fidelity itself, that calls to something deep inside. The fragmented scenes, the sudden jumps, the hazy images interspersed with moments of startling clarity. In its very imperfection, 8mm seizes our imaginations in a way that a perfect image simply cannot. When we watch digital video, we're looking at a record. When we watch an 8mm movie, we're looking at a memory. So yeah, 8mm is great. It's a great format to shoot on. But what 8mm camera should you start with? As I said, this one's got 3-turret lens. You get a lot more shooting options. This one, it's a really nice Canon lens, a zoom lens, and a reflex viewfinder. Once again, gives you a lot of options. But for my money, one of the best 8mm cameras out there is this, the Kodak Brownie. Mine is a Kodak Brownie too. Let's talk about this camera. The first Brownie 8mm movie camera was released in 1956, the same year that Elvis Presley released his first single, Heartbreak Hotel. The Brownie 8mm camera was wildly successful, going through several iterations over the course of more than a decade. It was durable and affordable. In 1959, you could buy the camera for less than $29.95, or as little as $3 down, or the camera and projector together for less than $80. It was also very simple to use.
Here, try it. See how easy it is.
And the great thing is that Brownies are still cheap, still easy to use, and for the most part, still completely functional. As I said, this is the Brownie 2. This is the improved model, meaning this model probably rolled off the assembly line around 1960. In Keaton Watch news, 1960 was the year Buster Keaton was awarded an honorary Oscar for his contributions to filmmaking. Academy President B.B. Kahane presented the award, saying that Keaton's work had, quote, raised laughter to the status of high poetry, end quote. The Academy had not announced the award ahead of time, so it came as a complete surprise to both Keaton and the audience. Now back to this camera. As I said, there are fancier cameras out there. There are cameras with automatic exposure. There are cameras with turrets for multiple lenses. For one crazy moment in 1960, there was even an 8mm camera that recorded onboard sound. But for my money, there's not much better than the Kodak Brownie. Here's some footage I recorded last Christmas on the Brownie, shot using a high ISO film and the available interior lighting. Sure, it's grainy, but that's part and parcel of 8mm low light and high ISOs. But I never worried that I wouldn't get the shot. The thing I love about this camera is that it's easy. Take a light reading, set your aperture, and just start filming. No fiddling with extra lenses, no worrying about whether your subject is in focus. If you're just getting into film, the Brownie is a great place to start. It's cheap, it's easy, they're durable, and they will give a complete beginner good results. And if you're an experienced 8mm film shooter and you don't already have one of these, you might consider picking one up because this is a great grab-and-go camera that you're a little more willing to take into places where your more expensive equipment fears to tread. Because these are still plentiful, they are cheap, and they can really take a knocking around. If you like shooting 8mm film, you should really consider picking one of these up. It might just be the best $20 or $30 you ever spent on this hobby. Well, that's it for now. See you later.